Friday, April 10th, 2020. Today is overhead squats. So 3, 3, 3, 3, 3, building every 2 minutes on the minute, really focusing on keeping those hips back, shins vertical, and driving those knees out over the toes. All right, we want those hands placement. That's what I'm seeing a lot of. Hand placement on that barbell. Those knurling rings are there for a reason. I don't care how tall or how short you are. Those knurling rings are there for placement of the hand on that barbell for those overhead squats, cleans, and the snatches. So try to keep them tight. The handles on a GoRuck sandbag are placed in a position where it's almost perfect for the overhead squat. This sandbag can help quite a bit with many people's hand placement. Unless you're significantly taller or have very, very long arms, these sandbags have been fixing a lot of people's overhead squats. Maybe not necessarily the snatch, so you gotta make sure that you're maybe jerking it from the back of the neck in that hand placement position if you're using a barbell after fixing it with a sandbag, but really be conscientious of where those hands are and try and do a sandbag overhead squat or two or the entire workout with it. So highly recommend warming up or even doing the workout with a GoRuck sandbag because of the hand placements on those sandbags. We're building every 2 minutes on the minute. Again, staying moderately loaded. We want to be somewhere, at the end of this at about 80% with 3 reps. So I'd start somewhere in the 40-50% range, make sure those hands are good, and adding maybe 10-5% each round. If you're using a sandbag, you don't have a barbell, that's great. They're bags. You can throw some more shit in there, so throw some stuff in there. Just kind of add to it a little bit, and you'll feel the structure of your body actually holding that load over your head where those hands are placed correctly on those sandbags. Once you get through that overhead squat, we're moving on to the WOD. Today is fight gone bad. So this usually goes real bad for everyone, no matter who you are. We got 3 rounds, 1 minute max wall balls, 24 and 14, 1 minute max Sumo Deadlift high pulls, 75 pounds for the men, 55 pounds for the women, 1 minute max box jumps, 20 and 24, 1 minute max push press, same weight, 75, 55 on the barbell, and then 1 minute max row, resting 1 minute. So they're seeing this little interval thing come up where we get some rest. That means these should be sprints. Everything that you see with a rest in the workout, that means that that round should be a massive sprint and you should be hitting it hard as you can. So with these wall balls, if you can't hit 1 minute of unbroken wall balls or at least 2 sets, make sure you're lightening the load a little bit. This should be a burner, it's a lung burner. This is not for strength whatsoever. This is stamina, knowing your heart rate's at, knowing where you're at in the workout. Each one of these rounds, we want to be sprinting through these minutes, making sure that everything is unbroken, and we're getting the same number each round between rounds 1 and 3. So meaning our first round we hit, let's just say 30 wall balls. The reason we want to get those wall balls at the same number is to show that our stamina is built enough to actually hit 3 rounds at the same number. The overall score is going to be the total accumulation of reps through all of your rounds and all of your minutes. But we again want to think in terms of, can I do 22 or 24 and get more reps instead of hitting 30, 10, and 10? That just doesn't make much sense. We want to really build the stamina to hit all 3 rounds through all of these. If we're at home and we don't have all this equipment, we have some of it, make sure to use the equipment that it's recommending here. So if we move over, we got 3 rounds for reps. What we recommend is 1 minute of air squats, max air squats in lieu of the wall ball. You could also do a light dumbbell thruster if you don't have a wall ball or a target for a wall ball. You could do something that is 2 15-pound dumbbells or anything that you have there just to add a little bit of adversity. But again, if not, air squats are fine, use a vest. 1 minute of sit-ups, 1 minute max sit-ups, 1 minute of box jumps or step-ups. Find something to step up on or jump up on, a sturdy chair, tailgate of the truck, whatever you got. Push-ups instead of push press. We'll go ahead and make sure that we're just getting that pushing motion. But again, if you have something where you can use jugs, dumbbells, kettlebells, sandbag, you can still do that push press, modify to get as close to this as you can, and then jumping jacks for our row. If you have a rower, that's great. If instead you want to try and run real quick for 1 minute, just get that monostructural, get that heart rate up. That's what that 1 minute's to do there. And then 1 minute of rest So your clock's gonna be set up on a timer. We wanna make sure we have 18 minutes at minimum. You got 6 minutes rounds. Make sure you're watching those clocks. Make sure that you're starting the work and ending the work on time, and you make a transition period where you're actually stopping maybe at second 57 so you can get to the next movement of that minute. Next, we have our Black Hive built. 3 rounds for time, 200-meter weighted carry, 180 pounds are recommended, and then 15 weighted squats. So the same thing, 180 pounds are recommended, and 80 pounds for our females, with 1 minute of rest between each one of those rounds. So we should still be kind of sprinting through this. This is a cool partner workout for you and your wife, you and your kid, you and your husband, whoever you have that you could possibly carry, because these are pretty adequate loads to what some of our people in our house that we're stuck with anyways, or we're lovingly at home with, hugging all the time because you love each other. Weigh, so throw them on your shoulder, do a buddy carry. You could also just sandbag. You could carry a couple of cinder blocks. You could carry a cooler on your shoulder. Really whatever you want to do. You definitely don't want to run out of White Claws on the 200-meter run, so cooler's probably a pretty good option. And then 15 weighted squats. 1 minute of rest. That rest is indicating we need to sprint. We need to get it done as quick as we can. So don't take too much time on the sprint. Make sure we modify the distance accordingly. I can't wait to do this one. I'm gonna probably do this with a partner, and I can't wait to see your scores on the scoreboard. Can't wait to get mine up there as well.